Hello everyone. The topic of today's discussion is mandibular second premolar. So today we'll be learning the anatomy of permanent mandibular second premolar. Also we'll differentiate the distinguishing features of maxillary second premolar and mandibular second premolar, and we'll be comparing it with mandibular first premolar as well. So we'll be covering the topic under the following headings. So starting with the general features, the premolars are also known as transitional teeth because they are located between the canines and the molar teeth. Premolars are permanent teeth and they are found distal to the canines and they are successor to deciduous molars. So the question is, are they successors? Yes, they are successor. However, they do not have any primary counterpart. We do not have premolars in our primary dentition, but they replaces deciduous molars. So there are 2 premolars per quadrant. There are 4 premolars in each arch, and in total we have 8 premolars, which are identified as first and second premolars. When we talk about the second terminology, that is, they are known as bicuspid because usually they have 2 cusps, one large buccal cusp and another smaller lingual cusp. Sometimes lower second premolar may have 3 cusp variety in which there will be 2 lingual cusp. Now, when we talk generally about premolars, mandibular second premolar has a larger crown and a longer root in comparison to the mandibular first premolar. The first premolars are like canine, they resemble canine in their morphology, whereas the second premolars are like small molars. They have occlusal resemblance to that of molars, but they are similar in shape from the buccal surfaces. When we talk about the functions, they helps in holding and grinding of food. They helps in mastication with molars. Even if molars are not present, one person may be able to chew with the premolars only. When we talk about the nomenclature in the universal notation system, it is denoted as 20 and 29. In Zsigmondy Palmer, it is right of 5 of right and 5 of left. In the FDI system, it is 3-5 and 4-5. So it is the best way to represent the nomenclature in all the notation systems. Now coming on to the measurements, when we remember the measurements of mandibular first premolar, we have to compare it with the mandibular second premolar. So when we check for the length of the crown and the root, the length of the crown is 8.5 mm. However, in second it is 8. The length of the root in first premolar is 14 and the length of the root in second premolar is 14.5. So overall the average crown and root ratio appears to be similar. The mesodistal dimension of both are same. However, mandibular second premolar is buccolingually wider in comparison to mandibular first premolar. So when we check the relation, the lower second premolar makes the mesial contact with the distal surface of first molar, and distally it makes the contact with the mesial surface of first molar. So it is 5 and it makes the contact with 4 and 6 respectively. Now coming on mandibular second premolars, they are larger than first premolar. The contact areas are at the same height mesially and distally. The buccal cusp is shorter with long root in comparison to the first premolar. The lingual cusp is more developed and it functions like molar. The marginal ridges are placed higher than the first molar. And the second premolars have 2 varieties, 2 cusp variety and 3 cusp variety. Now talking about the surfaces, it has 4 surfaces, buccal, lingual, mesial and distal, with 1 occlusal aspect, and mostly it has 1 root. Now starting with the labial aspect, when we compare the labial aspect with the first premolar, the buccal cusp is shorter, the mesial and the distal cusp ridges are more rounded, and the root is wider and longer. When we see the buccal aspect, the geometrical outline is roughly trapezoidal in shape. The shorter side is placed cervically and the longer side is placed occlusally, as you can appreciate in the schematic presentation. When you see the outline, both the mesial and the distal outlines are concave till the contact points, that is in the occlusal 1/3 area. The mesial slope is shorter than the distal slope. Sometimes they may be equal, and the buccal cusp tip is mesial to the midline. When we see the surface anatomy, there are 2 elevations which can be appreciated on the buccal aspect. One is the cervical ridge, second is the buccal ridge. And because of the prominence of the buccal ridge, there are 2 developmental depressions which can be appreciated. These are mesial developmental groove and distal developmental depressions on the buccal aspect. And the root is conical in shape with the slight distal inclination in the apical third. Now when we see the lingual anatomy, It varies because of the cusp variety. It can be 2 cusp variety or 3 cusp variety. In 3 cusp variety, one lingual cusp is longer than the first premolar. So when we compare the lingual cusp of the mandibular second premolar with the lingual cusp of other 3 premolars, the mandibular second premolar will have a longer cusp. The mesolingual cusp is usually larger in the 3 cusp variety, and in 2 cusp variety, the single cusp is larger in comparison to the first premolar. Also, when we compare the lingual convergence, it is more in cases of first premolar, whereas the second premolar has a wider lingual surface. Now, when we see the lingual aspect, it is reverse to that of buccal aspect. There may be one lingual cusp or 2 lingual cusp. The lingual cusp is shorter than the buccal cusp. In case of 3 cusp variety, the mesolingual cusp is the larger, followed by the distolingual cusp. The lingual convergence is less, and when there is 3 cusp variety, there will be a lingual developmental groove which will demarcate the 2 cusps. The cervical line is either convex or it can be straight. Now coming on to the proximal aspect. So first we start with the mesial aspect. The geometrical outline is roughly rhomboidal in shape and there is a lingual inclination. So when we compare it to that of lower first premolar, it is very much similar, but it slightly differs because it is wider buccolingually, first point. Second, the buccal cusp is just buccal to the root apex. So when we draw a line from the root apex till the cuspal height, so the buccal cusp is placed just buccal to the root apex. The lingual cusp are well developed and the mesial marginal ridge is straight and it is perpendicular to the long axis in comparison to the first molar. Now, when we see there is no mesolingual developmental groove, the root is longer with the blunt apex and the maximum convexity of the lingual outline is located at the occlusal 1/3. Now coming on to the distal aspect, it is similar to that of mesial surface, but the distal marginal ridge is located more cervically. So we can appreciate the tips of both lingual cusps from this aspect. And in 2 cusp variety, there is no distal lingual developmental depression. Now the occlusal anatomy, there are 2 varieties of occlusal aspect. It can be 3 cusp type or 2 cusp type. In 3 cusp type, the outline is square. It has 1 buccal and 2 lingual cusp. The arrangement is according to their size, the buccal being largest, followed by mesolingual and distolingual, as represented by the colors in this schematic presentation. All the 3 cusps have their triangular ridges, and there is a Y-shaped developmental groove which separates the cusps. Also, there is a central fossa in the center, along with a central pet. The surfaces are bounded mesially and distally by the marginal ridges, that is mesial marginal ridge and distal marginal ridge, and there are fossas bounded by these ridges. This is mesial triangular fossa and the distal triangular fossa. In the 2 cusp variety, the outline is more of round form. It shows lingual convergence. There is 1 buccal and 1 lingual cusp, and there is a transverse ridge which may be seen in 2 cusp variety, but it is not seen in the 3 cusp variety. Now this occlusal anatomy of 2 cusp variety will show central developmental groove either in the form of H or in the form of U, and there are numerous supplemental grooves. The distal and the mesial triangular fosses are rounded in cases of 2 cusp variety. This is how we can appreciate the U-shaped pattern and the H-shaped pattern in the schematic presentation, in which the central groove can be appreciated along with the distal and mesial pits and the distal and the mesial triangular fosses. Now we'll be comparing mandibular first premolar with mandibular second premolar. When we see the size of the crown size is smaller in first premolar, however it is larger in second premolar. The buccal cusp is longer and pointed. In second premolars, it is short and less pointed. The buccal ridge is prominent, whereas it is less prominent in cases of second premolar. The root is narrow with pointed apex, whereas in cases of second premolar, it is broader with blunt apex. When we see it from the lingual outline, the lingual cusp is short and has a pointed tip, whereas in cases of second premolar, it is shorter and smaller than the buccal cusp, but the lingual cusp of second premolar is larger in comparison to all other premolars. Okay, so we have to keep in mind that it is smaller than buccal, but it is larger in comparison to the other premolars lingual cusp. So lingual surface shows the maximum convexity in the middle third in cases of first premolar. However, in cases of mandibular, the maximum convexity lingually is seen in the occlusal third. there is mesolingual developmental groove in cases of mandibular first premolar. However, it is not seen in cases of mandibular second premolar. Also, there are proximal outline. It is rhomboidal with inclination with narrow occlusal table, whereas in mandibular second premolar, the occlusal table is wider. When we see the proximal view, the maximum convexity is in the middle third, and whereas in cases of mandibular second premolar, the maximum convexity is in the occlusal third, and the lingual cusp is short, whereas in cases of mandibular second premolar, it is larger than the other four premolars. When we see the occlusal anatomy, in cases of mandibular first premolar, the lingual convergence is sharp and it is diamond shaped, whereas in mandibular second premolar, there are two varieties, two cusp variety and three cusp variety. In two cusp variety, it is U shape and H shape, and in cases of three cusp variety, it is square shape. So this is the comparison of maxillary and mandibular premolars. Maxillary premolars are wider faciolingually, whereas mandibular premolars are equal in faciolingual and mesodistal dimension. The maxillary premolars resemble each other. However, mandibular premolars do not resemble each other. The maxillary premolars proximally gives a trapezoidal shape, whereas the mandibular premolars show a rhomboidal shape proximally. This is the occlusal comparison of all the four premolars, in which you can appreciate the occlusal anatomy. This is the summary of all the aspects. Thank you.